What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Speed, the classic action movie from 1994. Movie that I watched billions of times. I got it. This movie came out. I was around 13, 14 years old. VHS probably came out, a year or two after that. I don't know. But I got it on VHS from Video Depot. I don't know if I got it used from Video Depot. That was kind of the kind of go-to way for a kid to get new movies, is to wait for it to be sold at the video rental place. Like, this shit's old. We're getting rid of them. Usually, like, when a new release goes to the old shelf, they'll sell off a bunch of copies. So that's how I got a lot of movies. And Speed was one of those movies. I love this movie. Action-packed. Like, it's a movie that gives you energy. It's got early Keanu Reeves, early Sandra Bullock. You got Dennis Hopper. You got fucking, what's his name? Jeff Daniels is in this. It's kind of an unconventional buddy cop movie in a lot of ways. But just nonstop action. I really enjoyed it. It also has some classic, just horrible acting moments from Keanu Reeves. I'm a huge Keanu fan. The Keanu-sance that's going on right now. I mean, The Matrix was huge, obviously, but currently now it's the John Wick series, which just is amazing as far as the action genre goes. And we're going to be hit with a new Matrix movie from the Wachowski family, with a lot of returning people, including Keanu Reeves. We're also getting a fourth John Wick movie. So fourth in both franchises, both coming out the same day next year. Keanu Reeves Day. It's great. And he's got little parts in a lot of little movies that are all great. Keanu Reeves is amazing, but there are some moments in this movie that are just like, I blame the director. Like, you got to know, like, maybe your actor is, because he reads these lines just like flat as fuck, just so flat, that when I was a kid, it really just kind of confused me. The dialogue in general was confusing, or just because of how it was presented, how it was acted. And that's like, I mean, Keanu was the actor in the scene, but as a director, if you're going to be taking multiple takes of scenes, maybe go for one that works, or which this movie has a really horrible ADR scene. It's like a close up of Dennis Hopper, and it's like, I forget what he says, but it's one of those scenes where they're on the bus and he's like, "Don't tell that fucking wildcat." But he says something and it clearly doesn't match his lips. It's like, you could ADR, bring Keanu back to say that line again. It's not like you even see his mouth in a lot of these scenes where he's saying kind of really just the most flat acting ever. But it doesn't matter, because he doesn't need to be a great actor in this movie. He just needs to be Keanu Reeves. Sandra Bullock is amazing. I think her acting is actually really good in this. Also, my first crush was Sandra Bullock from this movie, and then she did The Net, which is just another horrible '90s movie about internet privacy, which is crazy. Like, I should probably rewatch that. I'm sure it holds up amazing. But yeah, so rewatching this again, I remember all the lines from this movie. Like, I've watched this so many times. And I've watched it so many times that now rewatching it, I rewatched it twice, that it's just like it's a movie I could just have on, and just anytime I look up, it's like, oh, here's that line. Here's that line. Wave of the future. Interactive TV. Huh, Jack? Wave of the future. Pop quiz, Hop Shot. Anyway, so there's rewatching it more recently. I'm older. I haven't watched this movie since I was a teenager, probably maybe once or twice in my 20s. But the majority of my watching of this movie was when I was a teen. So now that I'm almost 40, watching it now, I have a little bit more perspective. So the acting clearly stands out. The The characters are fun, but the whole premise of this movie is that there's a bus in LA that can't drive below 50 miles an hour, right? So it has to constantly be driving 50 miles an hour. Like, you couldn't make a movie about a bus that had to keep a constant speed of, let's say, 5 miles an hour. It's like LA traffic. There is no way you're driving anywhere nonstop in LA. But somehow this movie, one of the most unbelievable things is that somehow they're able to keep this bus going at 50 miles an hour, right? But the movie itself is high paced. It's like starts off with this elevator situation where you're first introduced to Kevin Spacey, fucking Keanu Reeves, and Jeff Daniels, the buddy cops. And they're trying to save these people that are trapped in an elevator, and there's a ransom. And this is like one of the few movies where the terrorist is an actual white dude, which most terrorists are, especially in this country. Most terrorists are just white dudes. So it's nice that it wasn't like some Taliban guy or some brown person that the terrorist is in this movie. It's just like a disgruntled ex-cop, right? So it's first elevator. So it goes elevator to the high rise, and then to a bus, and then to the bus is on the freeway, and then the bus is on a runway, and then they're on a subway. It's just like constant, like so many vehicles, so many things. There is a lot of repetition in this movie, which it's kind of like foreshadowing, but it's just like over foreshadowing. Like there's the shoot the hostage comes up multiple times. It's first brought up while they're in the elevator shaft, where it's pop quiz. This is the scenario. What are you gonna do, Keanu? Keanu's like, fuck people, shoot the hostage. And then later, like shortly after that, it comes up again where he literally shoots the hostage. Then it comes up again as a reference later. But also, kind of the more ridiculous repetition that this movie has is we need to speed up so we can jump this vehicle we're in, this mass transit vehicle. We're going to jump this mass transit vehicle over a section of the path we're on that is unfinished. Both of these paths that we're on are unfinished, and we need to speed up in order to jump to safety. Which is crazy, because it's like the movie could be over when they get off the bus and the bus explodes. It could be over there. But then the movie goes, it's almost like they had Speed 1 and Speed 2. It's like we have an idea for Speed 2 where it's basically kind of the same, but it's on a subway. When they're like, well, we only have 60 minutes of this movie. Why don't we just put that on as like the last half hour, and it'll be, like Speed 1 and Speed 2 all in the same movie. And Speed 2 is, there is a Speed 2 that's on a boat, yacht, or a cruise ship, I should say, because it's cruise control. But it's basically the subway section of this movie could have been stretched out to be a speed movie. Easily could have been that. A little bit easier to maintain speed for a subway, though. Just you can kind of clear the tracks, and they generally are in a loop of some sort anyway, I think. But yeah, that repetition, it's kind of weird how there's a few things in this movie that kind of repeat over time. Like themes and just kind of, I don't know. But overall, it was a fun movie. If you get over the ridiculousness of it, jumping a bus or jumping a subway, you get over kind of, a bus being able to stay over a 50 mile an hour speed limit for any given amount of time in LA traffic, on a LA freeway, LA side streets, anywhere around the airport. It's just like good luck maintaining any kind of speed, let alone 50 miles an hour. But if you can get past that, then go check out Speed. I watched it on Crackle, I think. So there were some commercials, but I really enjoyed it. So go check it out for sure. One of my favorite movies as a child. And still, doesn't hold up, but it's still a lot of fun. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go buy my artwork over at inspireddisorder.com and save 25% when you use coupon code RTS Follow me on social media at Ray Taylor. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Peace out.